Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be all about dreads. I haven't done one about dreads in a while, and I have a lot of people ask me about the differences between doing real and extensions versus synthetic and human hair, and then doing totally synthetic hair. So I'm going to kind of try to navigate with you guys through what would be best for you and if you're a candidate for dreadlocks or not, because I feel like there's a huge misconception with the maintenance on dreadlocks as far as like the commitment they are and how easy they are to maintain and what that all looks like. So I'm just gonna kind of get right into it here. So when I first started in my dreadlock journey, I went for synthetic, like totally synthetic dreadlocks. I did like the braid-in ones where I could see if I liked them and if I did and if I wanted to make that commitment. So I tried those out first. I would definitely recommend trying those out if you have never done the dreadlock look on yourself and kind of see what living life with dreadlocks is like, to where that way you know as far as like washing, what they'll feel like, all of that kind of a situation. It doesn't give you the full idea of what it feels like to have dreadlocks, but it will give you a general idea, and especially on how you'll look with dreadlocks. I'm really happy I did that starting out. It helped a lot with like care afterwards, so I could figure out how to navigate through some things. Definitely do your research on who you go to for your synthetic dreadlocks or your real dreadlocks. That is one of the biggest things I would say. Make sure you do your research on the kind of maintenance they do and if they've done it in the past. Like for instance, I do dreadlocks and I'm a crochet dreadlock artist, so I only do the crochet method. I don't do the twisting method. I don't do anything other than that. I just do crochet because in my personal experience that has worked best for my dreadlocks and anybody else with all different textures of hair, since I do work mostly with straight hair dreadlocks. So after I had my synthetic dreadlocks, I decided I wanted to go down that journey. I was growing out a pixie haircut, so I had hair that was probably here. It was like a bowl haircut, so it was like the Beatles, like my bangs were like to here, and then it was like just like grown out bowl cut. It was pretty rough. So when I decided I wanted to do dreadlocks, I only had about this much hair all over my head to work with, so I didn't have a ton of, I guess, hair to look cute with doing dreadlocks. So I did extensions through the end of mine. I made mine and I first did synthetic ones through the ends to kind of play around with different colors and lengths and things like that. And I just recently switched mine to human hair. One of the biggest things with doing synthetic versus real is synthetic does not look as real as human hair, and it also washes differently and you can't color synthetic. So if you're going to go synthetic, that's fine. You'll be okay as long as you don't want to change your color. It just depends on your preference. I wore them. I loved the ones I had, but I wanted to do something that would be more permanent and something that I could color and kind of wear until my hair got to the length. Right now, I have human hair extensions through the ends of mine. Now, I made my own extension so I can match the width of my dreadlocks. It was a time-consuming process, but I did blonde ones so that way I could color whatever color I wanted, and I made sure I could lighten them. So my hair is about to here. It varies a little bit depending on where on my head, but it's here to like there. It's like all different lengths in there. But all of this for the most part is human hair extensions. So you can't really tell the point of difference on this because I have had mine for about a month and a half now. Now these are ones that are harder to get used to because they do have to go through that same locking process that dreadlocks have to go through. So it does take about a month for them to be able to be a little bit more solid to where you can wash them. So when I first put these in, it was a painful process because I had to wait so long to wash my hair, and that sucked because I would wash my hair every other week and I had to go about a month without washing my hair, and oh, I felt so gross. But just be prepared for that if you decide to go down the human hair dreadlock extension life. For the most part, these have been my favorite extensions I've had, but these are going to be permanent dreadlocks. So these will take hours to get out if I decide to get them out, or I'll have to shave my head to get them off. So that's about where I'm at. I can detangle them. They are not something that has to stay since I'm still inside of a year on my dreadlocks. I'm at about the 6-month mark for my actual hair being dreaded. Usually a good way to tell is if your dreadlock is totally solid on the inside, like you can't get a crochet hook into it, you're not going to be able to get that untangled. So I'm sorry, but you're going to have to cut your dreads. That's basically what you're looking at. But if you can get a crochet hook into it, you have the possibility to get them detangled. It's just going to be very very time consuming. So those are a couple things to think about when choosing dreads for yourself. So I would honestly recommend doing the just twist in, braid in ones first. And if you decide that you like those on you and you think you can handle the maintenance of them, then I would go for real dreads. Now, another thing with maintenance for real dreads that a lot of people don't understand, if you're going to do the well-kept dreadlocks, mine are not free-form dreadlocks. I sectioned mine out. I crocheted mine. I wanted mine to be very clean cut and very, I guess, since I do work in a professional setting, I wanted them to be professional. So that way I didn't have the whole like dreadlocks are gross kind of a look to myself, I guess. I don't think they're gross, but a lot of people have that stigma about them. And I kind of wanted to break that whole situation. And like I said, I do wash mine every other week. I have a video all about how I wash my dreadlocks and did that with synthetic dreadlocks, and it is the same process that I did then that I do for my real ones. Since I was planning on going into the dreadlock life, I use the same products. A couple of different things have changed, so if you want to see more in-depth tutorials on how my hair and like what I do as far as like washing and like what that whole thing looks like, let me know in the comments down below, or if you have any more questions, I would love to answer them. So since I work on dreadlocks myself, I do my own maintenance, I do my own extensions, I do all of that process, but I want to talk to you guys a little bit about price if you cannot do that on your own, because I know a lot of people can't do dreadlocks, and I just so happen to do dreadlocks, and it works out quite well since I have them. So kind of what you're looking at price point for that, it is not a cheap process to start. If you are looking to live the dreadlock life, the starting process can be a little bit pricey. I charge $100 an hour for any install, maintenance, anything to do with dreads. I charge $100 an hour. That's just how that rolls, because your time is valuable since they are working on your hair that entire hour. There's a lot of different factors that go into how long it's going to take and the process you're going to be looking at. For instance, I had short hair. I wanted my dreads to be long. I didn't want to have little nubby dreads, so I had to do extensions for mine. So that would be a separate cost from the installation of your actual dreads. It would also, you would have to pay for the cost of the extensions to attach to the hair. Now, with getting something like this done as well, it is a lot of work in the beginning. Like for the first 3 months of my dreadlocks, just in general, you have to do maintenance on like at least a monthly basis, if not more, just to make sure that they stay nice and tight and they stay nice and sectioned and you don't have issues with them tangling in other areas. And for people who have more mature dreadlocks, I always recommend staying inside of the 6 months for your maintenance so it doesn't get out of hand. Ideally, every 3 months would be your best bet to do. Because by the time you get past that 3-month mark, you start having them dread together, and then you cause different issues with weak points in your dreads. It's going to be a lot more painful when you get the maintenance, because you're going to have to get those separated if you want to keep them separated. Sometimes they're beyond saving and you can't separate them, so you have to make them into one. So be aware of that with how far you go in between maintenancing your hair. So if you're looking to have cleaner cut dreads, you're looking at about every 3 months for maintenance. Now, maintenance can take all different forms of time. So for instance, if somebody hasn't had their dreads maintenance in 9 months, it's going to take me about 4 hours, as opposed to somebody who has done their dread maintenance every 3 months. You're just looking at tightening your roots and maybe pulling in a couple hairs. That's like 2 hours. So that's kind of the difference of what you're looking at as far as time goes, as far as like upkeep goes for everything. So with all that being said, I absolutely love my dreadlocks, and I will probably have them for many, many, many more years to come. They are worth every maintenancing round I do, all the trouble of washing and drying them. I love them, love them, love them. No, they are not heavy. Everybody's like, are they heavy? No, they're not heavy unless they're soaking wet, which is only when I wash them, because I'm not trying to blow dry my hair more than I need to. Because that's another thing. You can't let your dreadlocks just air dry most of the time. That's when you start getting stinky, smelly, molding dreadlocks. And I'm not trying to be a mangy mess, so we blow dry mine. So with all that being said about dreadlocks, I am not trying to scare anybody off with getting them done. I just want you to have a clear idea of what it looks like to have them. But if you are thinking about doing dreadlocks, I would definitely recommend doing synthetic ones first so you can get a feel for it, or maybe doing them underneath your hair and trying them out for a little bit of time. And if you decide you like those, then doing your whole head, so that way you're not fully committed to the whole thing. Or if you just want to go all out right away, go for it, man. I'm not stopping you. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, make sure to let me know in the comments down below and give this video a thumbs up. If you guys like the dreadlock videos, let me know and want to see more of them, because I have a lot of information that I can share with you. I just need to know what you guys want to know. So yeah, like I said, comment below any other questions you've got. I can answer you there. If I have enough, I might even make another video. We'll see. So that's everything for this video. Make sure you follow me on social media. I have Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, and Snapchat. All the names and links will be in the description box for you guys, so make sure you check that out. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!